Welcome again to Her God, a program for women, by women, and about women's issues. Today we have with us again the Daughters of Charity. Sister Jaya Mary is joining us again, and Sister Mary has joined us. We thank you for joining us, sisters, from your busy schedule. And we're continuing to talk about how religious sisters are called, as it says in the Catholic Catechism, in Article 926, to show the charity of God in the language of their time. So the language of our time is basically meaning who needs to be shown the love of God around us wherever we live. And we recall that in the Gospel of Matthew, Jesus gives us the parable about the nations, the judgment of the nations, in chapter 25. Come, you that are blessed by my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For I was hungry, and you gave me food. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, and you welcomed me. I was naked, and you gave me clothing. I was sick, and you took care of me. So it's pretty simple what Jesus is asking for regarding the care of the poor. And today I'm asking the sisters to recall with us how the home for the care of the AIDS patients and HIV positive patients was begun here at the Divine Retreat Center. An unusual type of home to start in the middle of a retreat center. But how that actually happened is a really interesting story. So Sister Jaya, maybe you can begin the story of how this work began that you got involved in.
Yeah, it is if I am not mistaken, it was 1997. Sister Celine Auran, one of our senior sister, who was working in Divine Retreat Center with the cassette section. She was working and she was able to also talk English. While she was working in and praying by evening or sometime in the railway track here, she found a man who is about to jump in the railway track, and in order to save him, some other volunteers were there, but they could not communicate to him what for he is jumping.
He wanted to try to commit suicide, or they didn't?
He wanted to jump and commit suicide, but the volunteers wanted to save him, but they did not understand fully why he wanted to jump in. So Sister Celine was called to translate. So sister went and she asked, then he told that he is affected by HIV positive, and he heard, he was coming from Punjab. Then he heard that there is a retreat center where he can go and pray and he will be fully cured. And he came to Malayalam section, he understood nothing. And then he thought there is no salvation for him, so thinking that he could not communicate with anyone. So he decided to finish his life. That time sister told, don't worry, you come with me. She had so much courage and love. She took that man by the hand and came to the Malayalam section, and all what was going on there, she was translating by sitting side by side. And then she bought one Malayalam English Bible and gave him. So he was so happy, he felt so much relief, and he went back to Punjab. After a few months he came back and told, sister, I am fully all right and I am so happy, I believe Jesus, all these things. And this is an inspiration for the Divine Retreat Center, the priests who are running here. So they were very happy about it, and then they thought of starting a center and to welcome this kind of people in this center. And now who will take care of? So the Sister Celine was taking initiative to take care of them. Meanwhile, fathers, they wanted to find out any sisters will take care of it. So they asked, I think, many congregation. Then after their eyes cast fallen on the Daughters of Charity, and our provincial asked all those who are willing to serve these patients, you give the name for the volunteers. And then there were few sisters who had given the name, and then Sister Celine was the first one, and then another one Sister Anne, and then Amaimi also gave the name. And then like that slowly we came and we bought a land nearby. Staying here, we started this center.
So just to kind of get a little bit of a idea of what it was like in 1997 or 98, I came
97 or 98, I don't know.
So when I came in
exactly.
2003, I came in 2003 to Divine Retreat Center, and I, as a social worker, I thought I'll come and volunteer at with the AIDS patients. But in the United States, the treatment of AIDS patients was had become very political, and there was a lot of protection, a lot of attention given, a lot of medications, a lot of rights. These people had a lot of rights. But when I came here in 2003, I found that there was a lot of fear about the disease, that most people were afraid they didn't know how it was caught. The people had a lot of stigma in that if somebody knew you had AIDS or HIV positive, they were not even allowed to go into the hospital. I've heard they were blood tested before they went to hospital, and they were turned away from hospital in that kind of discrimination. So in that type of an atmosphere, for the Divine Center to take on a ministry of taking care of the AIDS patients showed a lot of courage in itself. And then, who is going to be taking care of these patients but women who really also didn't have any idea about how dangerous or how you can catch this disease. But once again, it was through the ministry of love that they started. I think Sister Mary, you were one of the ones.
Yeah.
How did you feel when they were asking who would like to take care of AIDS patients? And
I was very much interested in, because before coming here I had been with leprosy patients. I was serving them. So when this option came, I was wholeheartedly opting for this one. Then Sister Jayamari was so much encouraging me also. We were knowing each other, and she was encouraging me. So her experience was my courage in the beginning. As I entered the St. Vincent home in 1998, I was overwhelmed with love and compassion for these people, because when I came to know their each stories, the families sent away with their children and burned their houses and their belongings, and without any belongings they are in the street, and one way or other they came to the rescue of our Vincent home. Fathers are accepted, sisters are taken care of. I was really overwhelmed with seeing all this, And one thing I can understand is their happiness. Though their life is cut off with this, some are with just started the marriage life only. Maybe 17 days they are affected the HIV by husband. And they were really heartbreaking, but their happiness and their serenity in the face is all admiration for me, really. But when I ended, now I am 14 years in Divine Retreat Center caring for HIV, but I came to know what is the secret of their happiness, because mostly here is this word of God touching them, because they have the chance of attending retreat, they have a chance of mass, adoration and personal prayer, classes, everything has touched them. And when I came the beginning, the new patients come there, they used to come with so much depression, so much bitterness, especially to the husbands, because all the ladies were contaminated with the through the husbands.
Yeah, there's so many women and children. You think, how did all these women and children come
and
here?
Children are abandoned, positive plus negative. Both the children we have, means affected one and infected one also we have. So both children are abandoned by the parents, their death. Parents' death plus the relatives' rejection. These all, they are bitter. But 1 week after, many of them has come to me and said, sister, those who said before, I am really angry with my husband because he has spoiled my life. So the same person after 1 week or 2 weeks coming and telling me, sister, I really love my husband. I want to serve their soul. I want to serve his soul through my life of sacrifice, praying rosaries. Surely I will serve his soul. Like that they come and many times hearing their stories, we are at the tears. So bitter, and how they are able to accept their situation. In their place, if I am, I may not be able to do such a miraculous way. This is a miracle, I believe. Not the physical healing, more than that, it is a psychological and spiritual healing. The Divine Retreat Center, especially this Vincent, is a miracle center. So many, almost 99 hour of residents are getting inner healing.
So you know, a lot of people probably would look at that St. Vincent home. I know it used to have a padlock on the door. You had to ring a bell and get special permission to go in. Because I had an idea, I'll go and volunteer and help them. But you're showing, sister, the story of working with the most destitute and the most rejected people, that there's a lot of joy there because of what you see happening with them. What have you seen?
See, why with that separation from other people? Only to save their dignity. Because as you know, in Kerala, there is a lot of stigma. And once they come to know, people come to know, their relatives come to know, they feel terrible humiliation. So in order to save them, we hide them from the that was the idea, but now it is more open.
Now
many
it's changed.
people are.
But in those
days it was like that. It was needed. But especially I saw one boy. He was there and he was very good and in character and everything. Relation with us, very nice. Then one day what happened? One priest was coming inside. Then he hid himself in the bathroom. Then he told me, sister, please don't tell that I am here. And then I don't want it to show because he's my neighbor and I know him. And he loved me so much. If he come to know that I am like this, he will feel bad, and as well as if anybody will come to know. So then I told, okay. So I had to hide him in the bathroom until the father went out. Then I told him, now you can come now. And in the same way, many incidents like this happened. So this is only to keep their dignity, their feelings. More than that, their feelings, we were feeling with them. That is why that separation took place, not because of separating from the world.
So it's really a work of, you're helping the poor, but you're also saving their soul because they're getting peace at the end of their life. I saw a lot of that going on. But, a lot of people would ask, how can you do this? How do you do it? There's such a fear of the broken people. There's such a fear of people that are having that stigma. Many people are afraid to reach out to the poor. So how are you able to do it?
I am in my thoughts. I always think about that. Not they are the one who is a benefactor. We are the one who is profiting from them, because I see life in different way. Because especially the newness of life I see in their life. But man is this much only. We make so many so much dreams we have. I mean, as a human being, as a young girl, and as a middle age, I had so many dreams. I think I thought many things. But by serving them, I say this is nothing. God is above everything. That realization I came to. So I used to tell, more than them, I am the one who is profiting.
Profiting, yes.
Yeah, I feel.
Do you remember there was one story you told me? One man was dying, and you had, at that time, many were dying continuously.
Continuously.
Before the medications. But there was one man, you said he was, you saw him and he seemed to be praying, or he was praying something, but he was experiencing the Last Judgment.
Yeah,
do you remember that story?
Yeah, I was remembering.
Just tell from the beginning that story.
This man was brought by his husband, wife. And she left here and she told, this man was not at all taking care of the family and I don't want him, so she just threw him away. And not only that, she poured some bad word also to, very bad way she. And I told her, it's not that good that you should take care of. She told, no, I am not with HIV, so I am going away. She left. And this man asked me, sister, will you also put me out of this house? I told her, no, if God will put you out, I also will put you out. I have no right to put you out. So I remained there and I saw him. Slowly he is going on praying for the mercy of, Lord, have mercy on me, Lord, have mercy on me, I am a sinner. This kind of prayer he was going on telling. So I got more interested and encouraged with it. With other patients, we went there and we used to pray rosary with him. Then slowly he was changing his attitude. Then I told, your wife is left you, don't worry about it, she will come back one day, but we will pray for her as well as we will pray. Then he told, it is true, father, sister, sometime in the family life the thing went bad way, it is we both have the hand. And I asked his story. Then he was telling me once he came to the family by drinking, but then this lady started to shout at him. Then early morning he thought, and then after that he thought, my God, I will not drink anymore. Early morning he got up and I thought he will not drink, and he thought he will not drink, thinking that he took the resolution and about to get out from the house. This lady I asked him, are you coming tonight also is the same way or a little more? So that made him more angry. So he went on to trying more. At the end she put him out and then he was in the street. Sleeping, after drinking he was sleeping, and then he told, I have committed sin with the ladies, and this is where he got the sickness. I was thinking, if the lady, somebody would have make her understand, that the lady would have been little more mild and accepting him, and she could have changed his ways. And this nothing happened here there. And that time I was telling him, seeing your story, I feel so much compassion and love towards you. But the God who created you, how much loving him, how much compassionate, and he will be merciful to you. That word made him so much change in him. And then after that he was praying and then praying. One day he was passing urine, this all things. Bedwetting and all. We were going on cleaning. Me and another sister, I think, I don't remember. No, another sister. So we were going on changing and all this. Then he asked me, sister, are you tired? I told her, no, we are not tired. Then morning I told her, I called him his name. I'm not telling his name. I told her, see, I am going for mass. Can I go? So I understood he is in his land. Okay, sister, you may go for mass. And
he
then
was
come
dying,
back.
dying? He was
dying?
dying?
About to die.
Okay.
You may come back please soon. Then I came back. He was much. Then I told, shall I go and take a little? I don't know why I was asking him, no? Shall I go and have some request? He did like. After that he went off. He is not talking to me. He is looking at, his eyes was fixed on the roof side and he is going on talking. Then I called him, hey, what you are talking? Then he told me 3 persons are sitting there. For my surprise, I looked and I told him 3 persons? Yes. Then he told one lady also standing. Then I asked, who is that lady? Then he told, I do not know, maybe my wife. He told me. Then I told, your wife, this lady is beautiful? He told, yes. She's white? Then she told, no. She's black? No. Very good color, he told me. And that also, the way I was just like a friendly way I could come to talk to him. Then he told, but 3 people are sitting there, sister, and the lady is in middle. Immediately I felt with my faith, I felt maybe Holy Trinity is remaining there and then a lady is interceding for him, all these things. Then I told her, my son, I think your last judgment is taking place. So listen what. Then he told her, I too think. He told me. After that, what he was talking, I could not understand. I kept my ear near to his mouth, but I could not make out which language he is speaking. It was like one conversation style. something they may be asking, we do not know, but he is answering. After he is keeping quiet, then again, this was going on for some time. And then he became calm and he smiled at, and then he just passed away.
He died.
Yeah, I could see his face was so bright, and something I felt, and I have seen something I never have seen, and this was a grace for me, and this gave me a force to serve them more and more. This was one of my greatest inspiration. And also, as Sister Mary says, the forgiveness is that also something what to say, amazing.
How they could forgive, but to see that, there was so many miracles like that. I know Sister Mary has been working with the AIDS patients for many years, and you think, how could she just keep doing it and keep working? But it's a step into the next world, really. I guess when you work with the poor, you're right there with the grace of God, so close.
I also, one more thing, I also think St. Vincent is more alive in the field of service, because some of our patients once, they were praying rosary, they were with the Bible, they were very nice. Then one day somebody asked, you people are like a good thief, you are stealing the heaven, and I do not know what about me, and I am working, I left many things for the sake of God, but still I have to wait for the mercy of God. I am just looking whether God will accept me in heaven or not. Then they told, who told sister? I told, I do not know. We are the one who is going to heaven first. They told, okay, then please intercede for me also. Eh?
Okay.
And they were telling me, sister, if you don't come to heaven, we also will leave the heaven and will come with you to hell. Then I told, is it true? Then they told, yes, otherwise we will make a strike there. We will tell Jesus, she is the one, or these sisters are the one who taught us to love you. And now you are putting them in hell, we also will go to hell. That's all. Then I was thinking, the St. Vincent's conference, he told, the poor will intercede for you, the work you do. Even if you will have sins and you will have failures, but your failures will be wiped away with the intercession of prayers intercession of these poor people, those who are suffering. And I was also thinking, I also keep on telling, they are in heaven, they will ask for me. So we are already under the mercy of them. So we have nothing to be boast about, because we need the poor in order to get to heaven.
That's beautiful. So Mary, you've been working with the AIDS patients in Bombay and here so many years. And do you have that same experience, Sister?
I experience a family atmosphere in Divine than in Bombay. Here people are, though with their so much bad life, when they come here, I remember those days when we were working together in so many gundas, we say, dadas, Bombay dadas, we were handling here, and they used to explain their life, how they were in Bombay and a long life, when they go for the long trip in the truck, what the experience they had with the women, and how they are going to the street in this for sinning, and they used to explain to us. It's all for us. I don't know what to say. Big experience. We were amazing how they are, and they have a lot of confidence in us. Because of that, they are opening their life to us. And though they are lived such a life, how they are changing, and as just J. Mary was telling, they used to say, one patient I remember to say, sister, I pray that the medicine of this HIV may not found out, because once the medicine is there, cure of HIV, people will lose fear of this sickness, and they go for sinning more and more. So I pray rosary that the medicine of this sickness may not find out.
So that's how he felt when he
Yeah.
experienced so much grace of God.
Yeah.
the
Then this fellow also died. The such as Sister Mary explained, seeing the vision of heaven, he died. And when we go and wake him, he said, "Sister, please don't disturb me. I am speaking with Our Lady. I am speaking with Jesus. Please don't disturb me." Like that he used to say. So I used to desire Jesus, how much I do for these people and in different services. But let me have a death like them. I used to pray. At least let me have a last moment as these people go. As sinners, Mary used to, like a good thief, the right side of the thief is robbing the heaven. Robbing. Like that, these people's life.
So, you know, I
really
think
amazing.
a lot of people would think, oh, you know, taking care of the poor, that's so boring. That's so, you have to, you know, put on a long face, or it's a very, very sad thing, you know. But you're showing it's really not such a sad
It is
thing.
really getting satisfaction by showing these people. We are getting, so we are not feeling bored.
And you also
We are not
enter-
feeling tired. Yeah. How much you do also, we feel more energy. More energy. They are praying for us. You say they have problem, we also have problem, and serving them also we have problem. But still, we experience a oneness. We experience there lot of support from these people from us. Lot of support.
And it's it's being in the middle of the reality. You know, Jesus said, "Blessed are the poor," and that when you're with the poor, you're like so much closer to God. And they're very wise. I mean, they teach, like you were both saying. They teach me. They teach me, like the children are to teach us. Yeah. But they really teach you. You had experiences now. You were working in France with the congregation started in France, and there's one place called Rue de Bac, where Saint Catherine Labour lived, and she's a saint who saw Mary and was given the miraculous medal. A very wonderful Daughters of Charity saint. But your experience working in France with the poor, what was that like?
I was in France almost 5 years, and then I was given the work in the reception, because it is a pilgrim center. Many people come to the chapel from all over the world, so they need to be explained in English and then as well as the French and all these things. We were also learning French in order to handle these two languages was given to me. And then the chapel was chapel is called Miraculous Medal Chapel. That means the Immaculate Conception of Mary was appeared to St. Catherine Laboure there, and she showed a medal, the miraculous medal, that means a sodality medal. The M with one cross and 12 stars, and the other side was Our Lady with a grace. So this was a medal. Then like that this chapel came, and those days the medals were prepared and given to the people who were affected by plague. So they were, all those who received the medal, they had a miracle healing. As well as the medal wherever went, they all were experiencing miracle in one way or other way. Some got inner healing, some got a different way of life, I mean change of life, conversion, all this is, medal never came back without miracle. That is why people start to call it miracle medal, miraculous medal. And then in that chapel, God has given me a chance to work 5 years. So that was something in my life I can cherish it.
But you were also working with the poor there?
Yeah. Then meanwhile also I had given another opportunity. It is poor are not only in India. We can find poor in whether we are in Africa or in Europe or America. Everywhere the poor are. So wherever they are poor, they are Daughters of Charity.
And their congregation is international. So there's a need for Daughters of Charity in the United States and in. I visited Rome. The poor, the mentally ill are there, and everywhere you go. But it's a similar, wonderful. I mean, you must feel a real solidarity, closeness to the poor, because those are the people you're dedicated to serve, right? It's the whole.
I was there with the Secure Catholic. That means like Caritas
Yeah.
India, like that, there is one organization, it's a Secure Catholic, they say, Catholic Charity or something, that is that. So there is a house for to help these people who are destitute, who are living in the street. There people, they will not go for their primary needs, the street or riverside or not, but they all come to this house, where this house is open to them, and they come there. They take bath, they go to toilet, they wash, they clean, they themselves, all these things. And also they have a little computer study we give. And our breakfast, morning breakfast will be served by the volunteers and some of we sisters also. And then after that they will talk with us. We don't ask them, come for a counseling, no. They just come themselves. They share their life. A wonderful experience I had. They share, and I become so friendly with them. Most of them were French people, and some of the immigrants also were there, and some people from Sri Lanka and all without any paper. Means they didn't know to have any visa or
Illegal immigrants. Yeah.
And then I had an opportunity to help them, to go with them to the office and speak for them. Many of them, they were not able to talk French. So I learned there, and I was talking for them, whatever they, for the little translator. Sometime I used to go with them, all these things, and I found it was something wonderful. One boy, especially one man, many were. So one day asked me, sister, why you are so happy? You are smiling. Are you mocking at me or? Then I told her, no, I am not. Are you thinking? Do you think that I am mocking it? Then he told her, I can't make out. You are smiling. Whether are you really happy? Then I told her, yes, I am happy. Oh, then it's okay. Then he asked, tell me the secret of my happiness. Then I took a French Bible and I told him, all what is this is written here, so you can read. So he was going on reading, reading. After whenever I go through the street, he used to raise this Bible and say, sister, already 3 chapters I am ready. And he completed that Bible.
Wow, just from the joy on your face. So thank you, sisters, for joining us on Her God and being a part of our program for women so that they can see the courage that you all have in serving the poor and really loving Jesus through the poor. So we thank you for joining us also and hope that next week you'll join us again for our next important session and topic on the program that's for you women, Her God. Thank you.